Welcome.
Welcome
to episode 5 of the A Bit of Everything podcast. Today is going to be a siblings episode featuring me and Ashton's older siblings.
Now, you might be thinking, they've left the dad era so soon. No, we'll circle back around to that. But the stars aligned. It was not really.
It took
a lot to get
This
here.
was way too much organization.
No, that's true.
This wasn't that much.
For Oliver, I've been ready.
Yeah.
I was born ready. Oliver, on the other hand, it did take a lot of texting, a lot of calling.
Been taking his sweet time.
Yeah.
A chicken pot pie later, here we are.
Here we are. You're circling back to the dad era.
Yeah, we are.
I think you've expended all the dads.
We have a Weber.
No,
We're gonna get
that's
Scott
oh,
Weber,
oh, and then we can get combos.
And we're
we
doing
can get
combos. We're doing-
There's actually infinite combinations of dads you can get.
I think
Think of a dad, add another dad. We'll do that combo.
Every permutation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
an Art and Scott combo would be epic because they've been friends since like junior high.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be epic.
All
That-
the stories
and
they
so
would
many
have.
Although they have nothing on me and Ashton.
True.
Right, been friends since we were 2, yada yada yada. Really
I've
don't need
known
to get
George
into that.
for really since I actually have vivid memories of Clara in Amy's tummy.
Do you do?
No, I don't. But there's a recurring meme about how I've known George longer than Clara has known George.
Well,
Which is likely
I've,
true. It's
I've known
likely
George
true.
longer
It's
than
like, I mean, can't we just
arguably
know?
everyone in this room.
Yeah.
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 Not even arguably. Just correct.
objectively, yeah.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing for you guys.
So they're both home from college. When I said the stars aligned, the stars didn't really align. These are both, OT's been home pretty much since this whole COVID thing, and Emma just came home, but is home for a large period of time. So it's like if two really big stars that like took up a lot of space aligned. It's like those are.
And
It's
they
like-
were moving really slowly.
It's like if two stars align that align every Thanksgiving.
Yeah. The most 2 stars aligned that are almost always aligned.
They're just usually aligned.
Because it is
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. That's
And-
what brings us.
and they remained aligned for this podcast.
Yeah.
People, I think, have too strong of opinions about Thanksgiving. To me, it's fine.
Well, that's because we've never done Thanksgiving. You can't.
Yeah.
Wait,
we
Wait,
don't
you
really-
guys don't do like
Doki? Not Doki?
family extended?
We're
Family?
normally like on a trip.
Yeah.
Oh.
We've been in like national parks from a lot of them.
Which is classic.
Classic
might I
choice.
add.
Well, yeah.
It's a bit.
Classic.
Yeah.
We
it's
remember a
classic.
couple years ago we were at the Grand Canyon and we woke up at like 4 a.m. on Thanksgiving morning and did a hike down to the bottom of the Grand Canyon and then back up to the top of the Grand Canyon.
It just seems like no way to spend Thanksgiving.
And we were like, we're not doing this again.
Yeah.
So we went to Mexico.
Slaughtered your own
Now-
turkey at the bottom. Ate it raw.
Killed it with our bare hands.
Hiked back up.
Ate it
drank
raw,
the
or we would have
juices.
starved.
It was a
Friction
long
of us
hike.
walking back up actually heated it and cooked it. So when we got to the top, it was beautifully tender,
Yeah.
super juicy.
That's how they did it, way before.
For millions of years.
Yeah, for
They've done this.
for millions of years. That's how they did Thanksgiving.
That's a little known fact.
Almost since before humans were around, I feel.
That's how they did Thanksgiving.
The bears used to do that with turkeys.
The little microbes did Thanksgiving. I don't
Yeah.
know if you knew that. Back then, it was a celebration of when these two different groups of microbes
Hung out.
hung out.
Hung out, yeah.
And they were so different, but they had so much in common, and they gave thanks. And then,
Like they're both microbes.
yeah. And then after that,
None of them had organelles. None of them had nuclei.
Yeah.
And yet, so much to be thankful
Yeah.
for.
And then the descendants of those microbes started doing Thanksgiving, and the rest was history. And it was evolutionarily, actually, Thanksgiving it provides us a competitive advantage.
Thanksgiving, the origins of actual Thanksgiving are kind of weird to me because it's like the Pilgrims dined with the Native Americans and that's where it started, but it's
Did
kind of
is that real?
Yeah, like
I
we
don't
got along.
know.
Like we got along with them once.
yeah, and
like,
then just killed them
killed them
all
the
right
rest of the-
after. But
Probably
every year,
even during that one meal, actively killing them.
Yeah,
Like giving them,
with-
hey, do you want some mashed potatoes? It
Yeah.
has disease
yeah,
in it.
we're bringing diseases from Europe, and then since then it's kind of just been like, oh yeah, let's hang out with our family. But did that ever happen? And if so, how did we get to this point from
Yeah.
that?
I don't really know. It seems like, honestly, I seriously doubt that happened.
Seems,
Yeah.
It seems
or maybe like two guys like had a little meal and then it got like blown out of proportion.
But we learned about it in elementary school seemingly every year.
it's the American
Yeah.
it's the American
Yeah.
narrative.
I distinctly remember
It was like
them
a
teaching
third
us.
of the curriculum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every year they would teach us the same fact about. I don't know why I remember this, but like the one Indian who was like friends with them showed them that like if you put fish in the ground
Yep,
on the
I was
corn,
thinking of that story.
like that's they taught us that every year. It's
I
like
was
we
thinking about that
remember
story,
last
and then I
year you told
remember
us the
each year
same
they would
thing.
give you like a little bit more detail about the story. Like at first they just told
You're
you
old
that they
enough
put
now.
the fish in there, and then you started to learn that like they thought that it was because of the spirits. Turns out it was just like fertilizer and
Wow.
yeah.
That's
Wow.
how my theology classes feel. They say that each class is different, but we learn the same things every year. It's just it's just packaged a little differently.
Yeah.
So
Is that class just like reading the Bible basically?
well, funny you ask. Actually,
Well, lately it seems you have a new teacher who kind of doesn't go
lately
by the
it's
book.
been it's
The book.
yeah
Uh-huh.
doesn't go by the book. Pun intended. Yeah, he does not. I mean, he goes by the book as. I mean, he does go by the
He
Bible.
goes by a book.
He probably lives in accordance with the Bible because he's a Catholic, but probably not though, because like all sorts of stuff in there.
It kind of just seems like he just like
He kind of just does.
yeah,
crap.
it's like he just made it up. Like he just I'm gonna start like riffing like
No, yeah,
at
he
the
kinda
beginning
does
of
riff.
class.
Now, in that class, everybody except me has their camera on, except for, this is funny, Joey McNay.
Wait. Did you say everybody except you has their camera on?
I meant this. Everybody except me has their camera off,
Oh, okay.
except sometimes Joey McNay, who sets up his little camera. He has his little webcam in some hallway. He's always in a hallway in his house, which is weird. And then he just goes on his iPad, and he's just clearly on his iPad for the entire
You
class.
don't need to have your camera on.
I know. It's like it's kind of funny because he'll have it off, and then you see him like take his finger away as he like he was paying
Yeah,
attention
yeah.
for some amount of time to turn it on.
Yeah.
And then he just goes back to his iPad. And he's just like kind
He's
of
trying to be cool.
looking at
Let
it.
the other kids know. It's a dorky little thing to be on your iPad too.
Well, wasn't there like two kids early on in like Zoom class that were just clearly playing Xbox with each other?
Yeah,
during class?
yeah. That's a thing. They were like, they both had like in one of the kids just didn't even seem to mind that his Xbox was in or his controller was in the frame, and they were like laughing at the same times, and like
Like,
like
one
just
of them would
clearly,
tell a joke and the other
yeah,
one would respond.
yeah,
That's hilarious.
yeah, like they were just
Just turn your camera off.
very clearly, yeah. I don't get uncomfortable, but I start to feel bad for a teacher when everybody's cameras are off.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Like
In my chem class, it's at 9, which you guys will know in college is like really early. So
I pulled all-nighters every day
yeah,
in college.
but he had his
Didn't actually
camera
get a
off,
wink.
and at first people had their
4
cameras
years
on
in
because
this
it was
weird-
like
Wait, your teacher had his
Yeah.
camera off?
I mean I just think it's because he doesn't know.
He didn't look
technology.
cute.
No.
Emma, let's be real. He didn't look cute that
He
day.
had not had time to do his
Wait,
hair.
were there
I
there
think
were
he's
slides
bald.
or something, right? Like
No,
shared?
he was screen sharing,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, no
So
camera,
it
though.
didn't really matter that he wasn't showing his face, but so slowly
his
no
pants
one
off.
started to do it. But then
Right.
when we go into breakout rooms, people turn their cameras on sometimes,
Yeah.
and everyone's just like in bed or like.
If
Yeah.
you have your camera off in a breakout room, you're dead to me. I'll say that right
Yeah,
now.
Okay,
that's
get
facts.
get
That's
a hold of
facts.
yourself.
The funny thing about breakout rooms is like the first like week of class, I feel like there was some directive from the like higher up people at LMU that professors had to work in breakout rooms somehow to their curriculum.
Yeah.
And it was really awkward because like in some of the business classes it was fine and like you kind of just like meet people and whatever, but in the computer science classes
Comp sci.
there's all the
Come say.
there's all the
Lived off
nerds.
comp sci in college.
There's all the socially awkward nerds, and breakout rooms are painful.
Yeah.
Because you'll sit in the first minute like in silence as you like try to pull up what you're supposed to be doing,
Uh-huh.
and then yeah, it's rough,
Just brutal.
just
Yeah.
brutally awkward.
We have it's kind of funny in physics. That reminded me of a physics class because that's the only class where we have breakout rooms. And by the way, we'll do breakout rooms every day for our starter, and I get like the same people every day. I don't know how that
They
happens.
can do
think
that.
they
They
said
can
it
just
like-
like
No, but it's not.
because Okay.
Well, is
Yeah.
it the exact same people?
It's not the exact same. It's been like different once, but
Oh.
it's normally the same kids. But
Okay,
it's kind of
well,
funny.
How many kids are in your physics class?
There's like 9 kids in my class.
Well,
there,
there
there
you
you
go.
go. There's like 2 options.
I think we've discovered it.
No, well,
Not
There's only
no,
2 possible
still, it's
permutations.
breakout rooms of 3.
Yeah.
So there's 3 breakout rooms of 3, and
Yeah.
I'm with the same 2 kids almost every day. No,
It's
BS.
okay. It's not
BS, George.
completely.
That just means they're not like
That is very
Yes,
doing
it's
shocking.
been
random.
called.
They're just like keeping
Yeah,
the
they
same
probably
breakout
just
room
set the
sometimes.
groups.
Yeah.
But the funny part of this anecdote is that my physics teacher, Bishop was in person for a little bit, and then we had to shut down because someone got COVID, and my physics teacher was exposed to the person who got COVID, so he had to quarantine. He was at his house, and he didn't really have a good setup. So he would kind of just like put his iPad on his desk and then stand up, and so we're just like looking like practically straight up at him, and he would kind of have these. I really like my physics teacher, but he has these moments where he's like doesn't ask a question or asks a weird question. Like he doesn't ask a question and then expects an answer, or he asks a weird question and expects an answer. And so it'll be kind of weird when that happens, and he's just like kind of looking at you with this little face.
Silent,
Like
staring.
Looking
that
down
feels
on
like
you?
it's like a meme.
Yeah, it
like a
does.
meme format.
Yeah.
I talk about my football. We have Zooms for like the football class where we like learn about football and stuff, and some of the coaches are in there sometimes. And
Wait, is it a class? It's at a cool.
Well, yeah. I mean, we have Zooms for it.
Okay, but it's not like an academic. It's not like
No,
an
no.
elective.
No.
Oh, okay.
And one of our linebacker Coach Semenza, is inept technologically. He's like older and just
Oh, I think
doesn't
yeah, I
care.
think-
Yeah. So we had a Zoom one time, and at first he was unmuted. It appeared. He appeared to be in the bathroom. I'm not sure if he was. His iPad was just on the floor, and he was standing up with like you could kind of see his belly like showing out from under his shirt, and he's like doing something, and then and it was just like clearly all the way on the floor, and then he like got up, walked through his house with it. Got in bed for a bit, unmuted still, like making little noises, and then he went to the kitchen and started doing dishes. He like set his iPad up in front of the sink, and you could see him doing the dishes, unmuted, humming to himself.
Wait, he set up his camera so he gave you a good view of him doing the dishes?
Yeah, and he's like scrubbing. It's funny.
Something similar happened to my roommate Rachel, Rach Dog.
Love Rach.
Rage dog?
Love Rach. She was in I think it was also a physics class or something, and the TA, they went on a break, and the teacher went to the bathroom and had her camera off, but she was wearing headphones, and she forgot to mute herself, and they all heard her pee.
Oh.
And like she was like talking to her husband, like she didn't say anything bad, but everyone was like pretended like they didn't hear it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Sort of,
Yeah, okay, last semester when that would happen and like everyone was new to Zoom, no one knew how to like deal with it, no one knew how to work Zoom, so no one knew how to like override and mute the person. Those were the most awkward situations because they would go on for minutes.
Yeah,
Like
right,
no
because
one,
you don't know.
no one could tell them.
yeah, like in my management class last semester, in the middle of the lecture, somehow this guy got unmuted, and he was just talking to his mom for like 2 minutes, like uninterrupted. It was just funny
An
because
entire class.
the whole class was like
dropping.
on pause, and I wonder why was he not wondering why no one was talking?
Yeah, nothing was happening in the class.
It was horrible because like the professor didn't really know what to do,
Yeah.
and like she didn't know how to mute.
And you
so-
don't want to interrupt the conversation.
No, he's talking to
Yeah.
his mom. I mean, it's important.
Did he
stuff.
find out after?
He, I think he found out on his own, like
Yeah.
2 minutes later. That he
It's
was
kind of
like-
sometimes I feel like I should just be like, "Hey, buddy, you're unmuted," but then sometimes I feel like that'd be worse.
Yeah. That's also the thing too, is when like a teacher will ask a question, and everyone has their cameras off, and like no one answers.
That's the
I feel like
worst,
the,
dude.
Yeah.
the professors would be like, is anyone actually there?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Am I
actually
just talking to myself?
Yeah,
No.
because like you'd imagine if you were teaching and you were like talking to a blank screen, and then you
Yeah.
ask a question, you get no response. It's just kind of like
You're like, okay, well, everyone's
Demoralizing.
asleep.
Yeah.
So their camera,
Yeah.
their computer's muted, and
No, that is basically what happens in every class. That I only have 2 classes that the teachers say you got to turn your camera on, And in every other class, that's basically what happens.
Yeah.
This is what I'll do though. I'll turn my camera on even if I'm lounging. Like I'll be on the couch with my
I believe
camera
you,
on.
Ashton.
I'll be lounging at, maybe say a 35-degree angle on the couch, and I'll turn my camera on.
What's a 35-degree angle? What do you mean by
Like-
that?
Heavily reclined.
Oh, okay.
Like if the couch is
Supine.
flat, it depends on which way you measure the angle.
I can picture it.
You might
I mean,
you
I've
might
been
say
there.
100.
I've seen you on the couch.
What's 180 minus 35?
Something.
145.
145.
Yeah.
You might say 145.
I'd say 145. It's interesting because like there's so many in real school. There's like times for mishaps. Like mishaps are gonna happen, but you're kind of used to them because that's how it's been for your entire life. But like in Zoom, like it's just there's new mishaps that can happen, like, and you're just not prepared for it. Like just, like you could just be like talking in your house and everyone can hear now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you like have no reason to expect that.
Yeah. It's like exponentially more awkward.
Yeah.
In my accounting class, actually, last semester, I was on Zoom and I was on my phone, and I didn't know you can. So he was sharing a screen and he was on the slides, and I was like, "Oh, what does this button do?" And I clicked this button, and it's like a whiteboard feature, and so I like drew a line, and he's like, "Oh, who drew that?" And I'm like, "I'm drawing for everyone." Like, what? I thought I was drawing on my screen, but like
Yeah.
apparently everyone could see it. And like it didn't have my name next to it. Like it wasn't like
Yeah.
Oliver's drawing. So I just like quietly erased it. And he's like, "Oh, thank you." But I'm like, I have such power. I could just draw
that's
anything.
crazy. I had no
Yeah.
idea you could do that.
It must have been configured wrong or something, because I don't think I'm allowed to just draw on the screen.
Yeah, I don't think that should be
Yeah,
how
there's
that
like
goes.
whiteboard. You can like take like request access if someone's like screen sharing, and then you can like control their computer and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know about all that.
It's interesting. So many, with this COVID, there's so many doors being opened, right?
And closed.
Majority
but
just-
opened as well with this
Yeah.
COVID.
This COVID's pretty crazy. Yeah, there's this kid in my BDTV class who it's the kid who I do the impression of.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. He'll be when he does the what is he? I think he does the Bishop News, which is like the in school, what's going on at the school, and he'll freaking like do his hair up a little bit and have this like weird angle similar to Mr. Stevens when he
Like
films his
what-
BDTV.
Like for the news show.
Yeah, for the news show. It's pretty funny.
Like look all nice and stuff.
He'll like look all nice.
That's
and,
pretty cute.
Yeah, cute kid for
Cute
sure.
kid.
Yeah.
Wait, were they doing BDTV in the studio when you were back?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was all friggin' very seemed very haphazard.
That's kind of crazy that they let you guys go back.
Yeah, well,
like-
I didn't go back.
Yeah.
To all my viewers, to all the viewers,
Yeah, but
listeners.
You were like the only one.
I was like one
One of
of
the only.
probably like 6 people in my grade that didn't go
yeah,
back.
well that's
Wow.
6 out of like 12, so
It's half.
It's about 80. It's about 80, and that's a big class.
it's huge.
It's huge. Right?
That's kind of crazy because you know everyone at your high school.
Yeah.
I walked around my high school, same path every day. I'll see people I've never seen before in my life.
Yeah,
every
that's how it
day.
was at La Colina.
I've probably
kind
seen
of.
them before, but I forgot about them.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that feeling, being like, I've met everyone, and then all of a sudden it's like you meet someone, you're like, oh, I did not know you existed.
Well, college is
Yeah.
like that, right?
Depends on your college.
Yeah, but at college I know that I haven't met everyone.
yeah,
like,
you're not expecting to
Yeah.
walk around.
I feel
and
like
be
in sophomore
hey.
year I was like, I know everyone in my grade. Like, how could I not? And then all of a sudden you meet someone, and you're like, what the heck?
Yeah, and they're like friends with one of your friends. And
Yeah.
you're just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did I
How
just
did
not
we
know you
slip?
existed?
That's bizarre.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that at Peabody. I feel like I kind of you knew everyone in your grade, but I guess
Yeah.
they
Peabody's
weren't that
only like
big.
100 kids in a grade.
120?
yeah.
Yeah, we had like
Um,
115.
Yeah.
Yeah, big class.
Big
I'm
class, big
I'm
class.
going to the Peabody reunion, and no one can stop me.
Oh, Peabody was our elementary school. We all went there.
Yeah. Did
Had a
you
really
go
good
to
time.
yours, Emma? Oh, with this COVID, actually.
With this COVID, either
That sounds cool though.
either they didn't have one or I wasn't invited.
You
Apparently,
probably weren't invited.
I
we
bet,
had
I
one,
bet they
and I
thought
didn't
you were
know.
too dorky.
Yeah.
The
Stupid
Peabody
and ugly.
reunion's actually only for really cool people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you didn't go, it's your fault.
Damn, that sucks.
Should have been better.
I know, but
Less
I was talking
late.
to some people about that and just like remembering some of the people that were in my grade because you think, oh, I remember everyone in my grade. Like, maybe I'm just like cocky and I just like expect my memory to be better than it is.
Yeah.
But what like thinking.
I remember everyone I've ever met. I think.
Yeah, wait a second. I'm flawless in terms of memory, but then you look at your like class photo or your grade photos and you're like, whoa, how's he doing? You know?
Yeah. I want to do it because everybody drifts so far apart, and then you get brought right back to 6th grade where you're all in one of 4 classes and you know everybody. That'd be freaking cool.
Yeah.
I don't think we knew how good we had it.
Yeah. Well, I remember
Elementary school was
leaving
Cool.
Yeah.
6th grade and being like, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
But that happens at every age for me.
Yeah.
I didn't really feel that way about La Colina that much. I liked La Colina, but it was like, yeah, it's only 2 years, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That is kind of weird because it's. Why is that? Why don't we just go straight to high school and have like?
Why is there even...
Yeah, there's like an awkward 2 year.
I guess it's just because like everyone's just like weird then. And,
Everyone
like,
sucks, yeah.
All the weird people.
We gotta
condemn them
corral
to be
them.
weird
Yeah.
together
Yeah.
for 2 years and then get it all out.
Yeah.
But freshmen kind of.
That being said,
Yeah,
freshmen...
people are weird
yeah.
in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freshmen don't know how little of kids they are, but
Oh,
they're
yeah.
little kids.
Yeah.
It's weird though because they're both little kids, and like I feel like I was a freshman super not that long ago.
Yeah.
But you were little.
And if I look at a photo of myself as a freshman, it's kind of insane. At least for me, I changed a lot, I think.
I think everyone changes a lot.
Not
Most people, I would say.
You don't.
some people do and some people don't.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't get normal
Good we
until
hashed that one out.
you don't get normal until you're in college.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
well, some people
there's so many things that are in high school that just aren't in college. Like bullying. You don't do that when you're in college. You just
Yeah,
don't,
it's
like,
just like yeah.
like bullying. I guess it didn't so much happen at Bishop. Not as much, I don't think. And
Probably
at least
still
in my
did.
experience, probably a little. But like at public schools, I'm sure it happens like more.
Those
more
gross
frequently.
public schools, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That sounded kind of elitist. But no. But like
At
like
disgusting public schools, I'm sure there's violence.
I mean, they just open those up to everybody. So
You know that's how that
yeah.
works.
Yeah, there probably is, George. What's your experience with that? You ever been bullied? You ever been a bully?
Never been bullied. Never really been a bully.
You probably
I'm
have
happy to
without
say.
knowing.
Not really.
Little freshman, you say, "Hey, get your act together." He goes home to mommy crying, right? But you only see him in class. You don't see him with mommy
you don't
when
see
he's
the
crying his
you
eyes
don't
out.
see the backside.
I don't
Yeah.
see the backside. It's true. No, I don't think I've been a bully. If I
Our dad has like primed us to be the like, if there ever was
yeah.
bullying, he has this
Yeah.
amazing fantasy where we just like step in and shut it down, and
He said you didn't do that.
I
You
did
missed
do
your
that.
window. He did? You did?
You did?
What are we talking
You
about?
did that?
Did you
No,
ever do
'cause
that?
We were talking about this early, like a few weeks ago, and Art was saying,
Oh, that I
George,
missed my-
George, your window of opportunity is, it's
Closing.
closing.
Oh,
Coming to a close.
because bullying doesn't exist past high school.
That's-
yeah.
yeah.
Right.
And, there's-
Generally.
And then
I've never really been.
and I said, did Emma get one in? And he said no.
I feel like I didn't, but I also did.
you would like invite people to come hang
Yeah,
out
so
with
that
you
was
at
like.
lunch.
I mean, it wasn't like they were being bullied, but they were certainly
They were
going to be
being
alone.
lonely.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
nice.
that's
And
good. That's good.
That's good enough. I don't even think
I'd say that's equivalent.
I maybe have done that. I'll say I've done that.
Maybe George.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
you took the guy that I took in.
Oh yeah.
I passed him off to you.
She passed the guy off to me.
Yeah,
Who?
Okay.
because he wasn't in my grade.
Make up a code name, or don't. I don't know.
Well, if he makes
Big school.
we're
Big
not gonna
school.
know who it is if he makes.
Well, I
it
don't
a
think
code
he'll
name.
ever listen to this, and if he does, too bad. Should I just say it?
No,
No.
but he. I mean,
We're
he was a
getting a
nice
word
guy,
from
but he
our
wasn't in my
producer
grade,
not
so I
to
passed
say
him
it.
off to George.
Mouth it, George. Don't know.
You don't know.
read
You don't
it.
even
Of course you
know
don't
him.
know
Yeah.
He's just a guy who goes to my school.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's not really an opportunity to do that. I don't know. Bishop says this whole thing about like community or whatever, because that's basically what you have to say if you're a small school, because like that's got to be your thing if you're
Yeah.
a small school.
Mhm.
Like that's that's what you're made to do. But I don't know. I don't know
Is
if
that really-
I buy that.
Not
It's
really.
like I don't know. Everybody goes on. We have like yearly retreats, and everybody goes on those, and it was like, I love
Everybody
you,
at the
bro.
school.
No, everybody in the grade.
That's cute though.
But the freshman and sophomore retreats are only a school day, so it's kind of like nothing. And then the junior retreat,
You sleep on the floor.
That happened. You sleep on the floor, and it's kind of nice. But then
That
everybody
sounds
just goes back to
a
school.
Public school. That's gross.
Put your head in chocolate.
That's pretty poor of you guys.
Put your head in chocolate.
Well, we did because we were terrible. Like our high school class was just the worst when it like from a teacher's perspective to
Who
like
is the-
manage. Like we were going to we were about to go to bed during
Someone put their head in chocolate.
We were gonna sleep, but then we just decided to put our heads in chocolate.
Classic.
Well,
that's
kind of.
such a good
Classic.
idea.
Someone threw some chocolate at someone else, and then just all hell broke loose. Chocolate flying everywhere.
Like bars of
People
chocolate.
putting their heads in said chocolate.
Was it like melty chocolate?
well,
That's
it
the only way
wasn't.
I could-
It wasn't initially melted, and then night happened, and it was like in your sleeping bag, and then it melted.
Who
on-
brought the?
There was
How
chocolate.
much chocolate?
I
was
hate to
there?
It was
break
like
it
a
to you, but that
Kit
was
Kat or
poop.
something. It's not.
Then it was like right in the back of your pants. It kind of got melty. Then you could like really slather it on
Nobody
your
else
head.
had it. It was just me, but like it was weird.
I was like a chocolate factory that night. It was awesome.
They could not stop me, and they asked. They certainly asked.
People were begging for me to stop making chocolate, but I didn't listen.
And they put their heads in it.
I said, "Come here, put your head in this."
No, but and that's actually when that happened. I forced people to put their head in it.
And that's why their heads were in it.
Yeah, they
So
weren't
that's what I
doing that.
meant by we put our heads in chocolate.
Yeah. No, my junior retreat. No, here it kind of goes like, oh, everybody fraternizes, you know, at the junior retreat, and you're all buddy buddy. But then you go back to school, and everybody has their cliques and whatever. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of nice for the day or two, but it's not that crazy. My junior retreat, I was really sick, and sometimes
When
I'm
are you not really sick?
I haven't been
Yeah.
sick this whole.
This
Pandemic.
whole COVID thing?
Yeah, with this whole COVID
With
thing.
its COVID.
But I
Is
got
that wait, real quick? Is that like a record amount of time for you not to be sick for?
yes.
Wow.
Like
And how's that been since spring
8
till?
months. About
8 months.
Like more. I don't think I was. I probably wasn't sick. I don't think I was sick right before it either. So
Yeah.
probably like February to now. 2 to
Pretty good.
Side
2
note.
to 11.
You're almost at a year.
9 months. That I've never. I usually get sick probably like 3 times a year.
What?
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Really?
I get sick like once every 2 years probably.
Yeah.
Side note on
I was
being
on a little
sick.
streak though.
Side note on being sick. For everyone who's not sick right now, just breathe through your nose and appreciate that.
Right. That's actually
You
facts.
need to remind.
Yeah.
True. That is
Yeah.
amazing.
Because being sick is so uncomfortable.
And you think
I
this
don't
is
wanna
my life
ever-
now.
And
I will
only,
never.
I only am appreciative for not being sick when I'm sick. So I gotta appreciate when I'm.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
When I'm not
Gotta
sick. to be
soak that
sick.
up.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
No, I was really sick at I wasn't really sick, but I just had a friggin' crap night's sleep because I was sick and I was sleeping on the floor. And sometimes when I'm sick, I think of things in ways that don't make sense. And so I thought of like I don't really know how this happened or what it was like, but in my like half asleep little sense,
Fever dream.
it wasn't a fever. I mean, I don't really know what a fever dream when you have a fever, I guess. It's
Yeah.
kind of weird. I was awake though.
Okay.
So it wasn't
Fever
a dream.
daydream.
I was just kind of like
Fever daydream.
not in my right mind, I
Uh-huh.
guess.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I thought that like me getting comfortable, it was like I thought of it like a math equation or something, like a function or something. And I was like, all right, I'm comfortable. Oh, y equals x or something. Oh, it's a really good line right now. Like, I have no idea what that
You were
was.
just high.
You're like, I gotta prove.
Practically.
Yeah.
I mean, like I was just, and it kind of all made sense.
You're high on germs.
I was high on germs, I'll say.
lack of
kind of
lack of
all made sense.
airflow through the nose got you a little bit.
Lack of oxygen
Yeah.
to the brain.
Yeah.
Could have been that.
The funny thing.
Don't think it was. I don't know if that's science though. So.
It's not science. The
Yeah.
funny thing about those retreats was like they put so much work into all these activities to get you to like bond and stuff, and then the real bonding happens from you like
Hating it.
Refusing
yeah
to do the
not
activities.
doing the activities and then just like pissing off the teachers to no end. like when we were going
And
to
shoving your face in poop. That brought us really close. Not me, but everyone really rallied around.
That
hating
brought
my
everybody
poop.
physically close
To my
me,
butthole.
To my butt. Yeah.
no, but like so when we were going to sleep on like the last night, or I guess the only night.
No, well, senior or junior.
For junior retreat.
Okay.
we were all like laying down in our sleeping bags in this like auditorium type room, and then I don't know who started it, but like somebody started by saying like they were like roasting each other, so they like it was all silent, and then someone would yell like my name's blank and I blank, like, and it'd be like a roast.
Yeah.
And then for like hours we were going around doing that, and like the teachers could not get us to stop roasting each other, and that was just hilarious.
I brought earplugs and an eye shade to mine.
You
so-
would.
Yeah.
Apparently there was a food fight in the night. Didn't participate.
That's
Wasn't
chocolate
aware
again.
of it. Yeah.
Slightly reminiscent of that, on the bus ride back from our last football game last year, which was my junior year, there was like a thing throughout the season where you would just say "Tss," if like something kind of bad or funny, like really if anything happened,
That's funny.
the reaction would just be "Tss."
Okay.
So then, and it kind of is contagious. If one person goes "Tss," everyone else goes "Tss." Nah. so the bus ride back, someone just goes, "Tss," and so everyone just started doing it, and then our coach was like, "Stop doing that," and so it was, "Tss, nah." And it was, like an hour and a half back. We played in like Lompoc or somewhere. No, it was San Ynez, so it wasn't that long, but it was long enough to where it was kind of funny. "Tss, nah."
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I agree with what Oliver said when we did like the Apple cohort trips. We do like try to find each other with your eyes closed, just
Yeah,
using
yeah.
sound,
Yeah.
or like
That'll lead you
don't
to touch
fall
some
off
boobs.
this don't fall off this log
awesome.
again. Boobs.
Don't fall off this log onto any boob. Wink, wink.
Boobies.
Trying to find each other's boobs without,
Yeah.
without any eyes.
Yeah, but the most fun part is like running away and like going
Yeah.
on a hike that you're not supposed to be going on, or
Yeah.
like then making fun of the.
Yeah.
You
I don't know why adults are so bad at knowing what kids find fun. Because it's
Or-
like you were a kid once.
But
That
I mean, I
was
think
you.
it works, honestly. Like, you can bond. I feel like we got pretty close, just being like, the best part was the part that we weren't, like, supposed to do, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Think
and
they're
then,
counting on that?
and
Maybe.
Well, it seems like if they were counting on that, they'd go to less effort to prepare all these things.
Like
True.
super
Like-
intensive
Like
activities.
the most fun thing at our senior retreat was we were going to bed, and they did actually take like pretty good effort here, because they put like they put like all of the friend groups together in like the cabins, which was pretty fun, because
Oh,
like
that's
you were with
cool.
all your friends. And my friend Kyle would not stop like quoting Star Wars as we were going to sleep. And he just kept like spouting these like things, and with my other friend Travis, and me and one of my other friends got so fed up with it, he just like grabbed all of Kyle's stuff and just ran outside and then threw it in a nearby creek.
Oh my god.
like a water-filled creek.
I don't think there might have been a tiny bit of water in there, but mostly no. And so then Kyle ran out after it and was like in his boxers looking for like all of his stuff in the creek.
That's funny.
It's just
funny.
hilarious.
We
yeah.
That's
had,
classic. You'd expect that from a group that has dubbed themselves the Nerd Migos.
Ah!
That's sad.
I don't actually know where that came from.
No, I don't think
Well-
OT. Were you a part of that? Probably not.
I don't think
I
there was
should
a.
hope not.
I think someone just
You're free to
Someone just said it.
randomly came
No,
up
if
with
you
it.
came up with that, you can see yourself to the door.
No, it's not like. Is that still a thing?
We have a group chat. It's still named that, but no one's changed it in like years.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that happens. I have a group chat called Swag Squad, made in 6th grade when we all got our phones for the first time.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Who's in that?
Emily and Molly.
Do you? Is
So
it
pretty
active?
swag squad.
Yeah.
Apt name.
It's active.
Yeah, every once in a while, yeah.
That's got to be a record, longest running group chat.
Gotta
Yeah.
be a record.
Yeah.
Remember? No. Let me do a different thing.
Scratch that.
We
Wait,
did like
I
a-
want to know what was the problem with the thing you were. Is it too specific or?
Yeah, a little too specific, a
Okay,
little too
okay.
niche. We had a football sleepover my freshman and sophomore year. In my sophomore year, we were sleeping on the football field, and while I was sleeping, this guy Brian, who's like this little feisty guy, drew a lot of penises on my face in Sharpie.
class.
Which
Nice.
was kind of annoying when I woke up because my face was covered in penises.
I can
And
see
like,
that being annoying.
It took like probably 5 hours to get it off.
Oh,
But George, come
so-
on, hilarious, right?
I mean, annoying, but I can respect the humor
It's
in it.
penises in a place you'd hardly expect.
On my face. While I was sleeping, no less.
Wait, it
Why
didn't
didn't you
wake
wake
you
up?
up? I've always wondered when people.
I'm a very heavy sleeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you snore. That
Remember the
sucks.
tall
That's so
ship,
hard.
George?
Yeah.
Tall
fourth
ship
grade.
went hard, yeah.
They
They-
were just too mean to us. That
Yeah.
meanness
Well,
didn't
you're-
need to be a
You're,
part
you're
of
gonna
that.
have to explain all of this.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
In fourth grade, it was a thing for fourth graders at our school to spend the night on a tall ship, and it was like it's supposed to be this immersive experience.
It's
where
like
there's,
an old sailboat they have in
Yeah.
the harbor.
And it just stays in the harbor all night, but you like have to do night shift, or
Yeah.
I mean, you have like a 2-hour watch shift, and there was like
Why did-
different
yeah.
groups with like second mates. So not to brag,
I
but I
didn't
was
have-
the mate. I was one of the leaders of
first-
like the line slingers or whatever we
Lines-
were.
Yeah.
Well, I
They
remember
didn't
there
have
was
to
some
make that
drama
so
around
bad.
that.
Yeah, because like people would cry every time, and then the people would like yell at the people who were crying. and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Fourth
there was like
graders.
actors
Yeah.
who were supposed to be like shipmates, and they would just be like, "You land lubber," and like really
Yeah.
get
Like,
at-
yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Huh.
yeah, they had like the mean first mate, and then like the second mate was like supposed to be like fat and funny or something. You know,
I don't even remember what's a second mate. Is that,
It's just
like
like
the second.
there's like the
I
first
remember
mate,
the,
and then there's
the
second,
captain actually turned out to be nice on ours.
maybe.
George, you weren't in my fourth grade class though, so
No.
you don't remember, but my mom was one of the chaperones, and she claimed that she couldn't get me up to do my night shift.
Wow.
She just let you sleep.
She
through
might
it?
have just let me sleep.
That
through it.
sounds like
100%
Sounds
she did.
No, because I'm not a particularly deep sleeper.
Yeah, so-
No, there's no way.
Yeah.
Um,
But my shift
So,
was
you know.
from 2 to 4
Nice.
in the morning, and we saw.
it's just miserable. It's
That's
just not
just-
fun.
No, but you were
2
supposed
to 4. It's 2 hours.
Yeah, you were
Wow.
supposed to be like silent, but you know, obviously, when we did a little
It's
chatter,
fourth graders.
and
Yeah.
we saw like the coast. Yeah,
Guys, shut up!
we saw the Coast
You
Guard.
heard the first mate.
It was fun,
Yeah.
I don't know.
and then
I
you
don't,
didn't have to go to school the next day because there was like too
That
many
you
hours.
didn't
Sleep. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that it was. I remember it being fun, but I also think it could have been more fun if they just cut
Been
some of the
nice.
mean stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if your
Like,
job
they
was
didn't
to be
need
like
to do that.
That
That's kind of a thing in elementary school in general. You just kind of take for granted. Like, it seems so natural because in elementary school, you're kind of scared of certain teachers or certain,
Yeah.
you know, just faculty members or whatever. So it's like, yeah, okay, so we went on the tall ship. And yeah, one of the guys was very abusive.
Was like that was like his shtick was that
Yeah.
he was just like verbally.
It kind of, it just took that at face value. But that's weird.
Yeah. What if like this grown up be like, okay, for my character on this old ship, which is my job, I'm gonna be mean to little boys and girls.
Yeah.
Really mean.
until they cry and
Every
then
day.
keep being mean.
After they cry.
and then berate them for their tears. They're old enough to know better.
But something I took away from the tall ship was the sea shanties.
Oh, yeah.
They will
John
never
Kanaka
leave my
Naka.
brain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tulaye, Tulaye,
Tulaye,
oh,
To
Tulaye.
Tulaye.
John Kanaka Naka Tulaye.
And I have a beautiful voice.
That
And
was
like the
George's
what
a
do you
good
do with
one.
a drunken soldier? That was obviously
Sailor.
Sailor. What did I
Sailor.
say?
You said
Soldier.
solar. You said solar, actually.
What do you do with a broken solar panel? Huh?
Yeah.
Call
Put him in
Max
the bilge
Solar.
and make him drink it.
Yeah.
Create energy from the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. George,
Mhm.
remember that?
Put him in the hole until he's sober.
That one seems like just the most practical by far. Just
Yeah.
like let him not drink for a bit. Or you
Yeah.
can make him like drink dirty water or like
Yeah.
cut up his stomach.
Just like, okay, go take a little bit and don't be drunk when you come back.
Take a breather. You're not gonna be drunk after you get out of the hold.
Yeah,
Another
it's,
one-
it's like it's not even really a punishment. It's
Yeah.
just like,
Another one was
Put him
make
in the
him marry
hole
the
until he's
captain's
sober.
daughter.
Yeah.
What was it?
Make him marry the captain's daughter.
She's smoking.
Yeah. So
It's just like
yes,
this.
cha-ching. I'm the
Movies.
drunken sailor, and I love that.
Yeah, where can I find me some drunken and to become a sailor?
The whole like people playing a character and not
It's LARPing.
and well
Well-
let's actually table that because
That's the most
that brings
recurring
me
theme on
into
this podcast.
that
Yeah.
brings me into a critique I had of a take that you had on a previous episode. But there's this episode of South Park where they go to this place kind of like the Tall Ships, where there's these adults that are like playing these characters, and it's kind of satirizing the adults who never break character when they're like playing these roles. And so like there's these like people who drive in after committing a robbery, and they have like hostages, and they drive into this like little historical like recreated place, and they've got like the people who are in character as like hostages. And
wait,
like
the people are in character?
The like instructors,
like the people who like work there and supposed to be like
who are like historically accurate.
Yeah, and so like apparently there's like a back way out of this place, and you need to like enter a code into like a keypad to get out. But these people are like, I don't know what you mean by no keypad. I've never heard of such a thing, because they're like playing these like 1700s characters. And like one of them at one point, like he's got a gun to his head and he's like still in character. And then they like shoot him, and then everyone else is still in character as this guy just like got shot.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's kind of not too far from reality when you have people yelling at crying fourth graders who are
To
crying,
stop crying.
and then continue to yell at
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, now South Park, that sounds funny, but my experience with South Park is just like, yeah,
Yeah.
and then
kinda like
they'll call someone some derogatory term.
yeah.
Yeah,
and then you'll
honestly,
That's like
be like,
maybe a
"Deal
little
with
too
it."
far.
Yeah.
Maybe a little, yeah.
Yeah, no, you really have to get past the voices, because they're very annoying, and then you get used to them, and they're like not as bad.
I don't know why you'd.
Why would you make them that way?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
that's
seems
a
like-
bad choice.
Yeah.
Make people work for your content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Family Guy is better. Well, I can't really say that because I haven't really seen South Park. But I like Family Guy, and from what I've seen of South Park, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, most I feel like it has some funny episodes, but a lot of them aren't as funny.
Oliver, what was your critique of Ashton?
Oh yeah. So on an earlier podcast, I think it was actually the titular topic of the podcast was that Hamilton is LARPy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
episode 2 with Clara.
Yeah. Oh, that was
Yeah.
Clara. Okay. Yeah, and I think you've lost sight of what LARPy means,
So,
because that's their job. They're in a play.
yeah, but here's what I'm saying. I think we can acknowledge a difference between acting in a movie, where LARPing is also technically their job,
True.
right?
True.
But it feels sort of real and human, versus acting in a play where it's kind of hammed up and whatever, and
So
like
are you
it's
saying
so
that
clearly
all
not real.
plays are LARPy?
LARPy.
All musicals at the least, all plays maybe.
I guess, I mean, it is weird to think about the people like go off stage and then they're just like normal off stage.
Yeah.
We one time we were at a
That is
play
weird.
and we were driving away and the guy was just like walking back to his apartment out the back. We like waiting at a crosswalk and he walked and we're like, oh no way, that's like one of the main
Oh
characters.
yeah, we were like, were you just in the
Oh,
play
yeah,
in the
he was like,
Pantages? And he
"Oh,
was like,
yeah,
oh yeah.
totally."
And we were like, that was very cool. Okay.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah.
He's just like a guy.
No, yeah, I think can we acknowledge that distinction though? And you see
I
what
think
I'm
we
saying
can.
by
I just
LARPy?
think plays aren't for you. I don't mind it.
Yeah, when I
You
think of
seem to mind
LARPy,
it
I
more.
think of like somebody on Twitter talking about like a glorious like bloody revolution when they're just like a fat kid in their mom's basement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's like super LARPy.
That's-
I don't
That's
really know what
super-
LARPy means. I'm figuring out. I
Oh.
don't.
Yeah, it's
Really
like
get it.
it's live action role play.
No, I know that, but none of these things are live action
yeah.
role
Well,
play.
it's sort of like when you're like pretending to like be
Be
this.
something that's a
You
little
think you're
more.
more than you are. Like in
Yeah.
reality, you're just sort of like this. You're just a guy, and then
Yeah.
you're like, "Let the blood rain from the skies,"
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
And it's like-
and it's like
something
you're
like-
not gonna rain blood, dude.
It's
You're
like you
out
brush
of
your
sh-
teeth.
Yeah, usually
you're just out of shape.
usually it, you're gonna rain sweat while typing this.
Go on a jog, bud.
Yeah, usually it's like people on like the very far right on Twitter, or like people on the very far left who are like either
LARPing.
talking about like a socialist revolution or like a fascist
or like a civil war. or
yeah
something.
takeover or something like that.
Yeah, that's so. That's sort of the negative side of LARPy. I'm willing to acknowledge that plays are the positive side. Some people like them. I don't, and I think
I think plays are like the definition of live action role play.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can call them like
understanding
LARPy because
understanding the connotation, like I really don't know how else to express it other than how I have.
you don't like plays.
Yeah, I think you just don't like plays, and that's that.
Well, I think yes, that's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Say that then.
I'm saying that, and here's why I don't like plays. They're LARPy.
Yeah.
Okay, that
Oh.
happened in the last episode where George was like, "You just don't like plays." I'm like, "Yes, correct."
Because
Wait, but you don't
think-
not
Right.
like all plays.
Most plays.
You've
basically
barely
came out and
seen any
said that.
plays.
musicals. I can say musicals 100%.
Though. Okay.
We saw the School of Rock as
Yeah,
a musical together.
Right, but that's because that's not a true musical. Hamilton is a true musical because this guy's like writing a musical. That's just like an adaptation of a
Isn't that a
movie where the songs are like a part of the movie.
As opposed to Hamilton, where the songs tell the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I can get on that. I'm not a big fan of musicals.
Liking Hamilton is like liking. No, if you say you like rap and you like Hamilton, I don't know. Liking Hamilton just seems like it's rap technically, but it's like
It's kind of stupid. I'm
It's
with
kinda
you.
stupid
Liking
rap.
Hamilton's dumb. We kind of hashed this all out already.
yeah.
Okay. Didn't mean to reopen this wound. But
Is liking Eminem? What's the deal with that?
I think
if you like rap,
should
but
like
you mainly
Eminem.
like
You should
Eminem.
like Eminem, but not too much.
Yeah, that's
If you
true.
think Eminem's like, if you tell someone like, oh, Eminem's a lyrical genius.
Yeah.
Like that, like I'll listen to, and I don't listen. I'm not like, oh, what music can I listen to? Eminem. But like, if there's an Eminem song on and I'm hearing it, I don't mind it typically.
Yeah.
if
But I'm
you're
also not like going out and like spreading the good word.
About Eminem.
yeah, if you really love Eminem and you don't like any other rappers, you might be racist.
Yeah. In fact, that's
And
probably
Macklemore.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you like Eminem and Malcolm,
But I think
isn't Malcolm
I
more
think
like-
saying that like Eminem is a lyrical genius is like duh. It's like
Yeah.
we know.
yeah, that's why he's like a
Yeah.
bajillionaire.
Yeah.
Although,
he's one of the most
There's
famous
some
rappers.
little memes about Eminem where, like, it's kind of like, oh, this guy gets a rap his kind of reputation is as a lyrical genius, but what the heck is this? Like, there's the meme
Yeah.
on TikTok where it's like, that's an awfully hot coffee pot, and it's just
yeah.
That is so powerful.
yeah.
That yeah. But I think every artist is gonna have
Yeah.
moments where it's like, huh, that's what you
Kind
came
of.
up with. That's what you ended on.
I saw this
Wait,
other video where Lil Dicky
Wasn't that a skit?
wasn't
That
what
awfully
it was.
hot coffee pot thing? Wasn't that
It was
like
it was a freestyle, and he was like, "That's an awfully hot coffee pot."
No,
It was
but
just
wait,
like-
but it was Eminem?
it was Eminem.
But
yeah.
wasn't that a skit? Wasn't it part of a skit?
No.
It was like wasn't it part of
A
maybe
skit?
I might be confusing his
No,
his
that
music
was a
video
real
with
thing.
Chris D'Elia.
Yeah, Chris D'Elia, disgraced comedian.
Yeah.
Did a really good Eminem
He did a good
impression.
Yeah.
Eminem impression.
That was good.
freaking bad.
What were
Yeah,
you
too
saying
bad.
about Lil Dicky?
Yeah, about Lil Dicky, there's this thing where Anthony. You guys know who Anthony Fantano is?
Yeah, he
He's
does
like the
movie
music-
reviews. I mean music
music, yeah.
reviews on YouTube.
And there's this Lil Dicky lyric where the lyric was, "As a child, I was so dismissive of the baked potato till I tried that shit. Now the baked potato is my favorite kind of potato." Which is just like hilariously. I mean, like, what is that? Is he making fun of himself? Maybe, but
Yeah,
like,
that's his whole
Is it?
thing. Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
like, I
like-
am a fan of Lil Dicky, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be
Really?
impartial in this. Yeah,
What is his whole thing? I don't
he's
know.
like
That
it's
just
like a
seemed
joke. He's like a little bit of a joke, but also he is actually
It's
good.
legit- yeah,
like he
he's,
can
like,
freestyle for like an hour.
talented, but also in a joking way.
Like sometimes he
Yeah.
puts out songs that are like funny. Obviously, like Freaky Friday. You know that song?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what the heck is that? Like, what is he thinking?
He's
there?
funny.
Switch bodies
He's
with a
funny is what he
domestic
is.
abuser?
He was a
Or
comedian.
something?
yeah.
He
Oh,
used to be a
okay.
comedian.
I've heard he's very good at freestyling.
He is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole
You
Lil
just
Dicky
don't know
thing
that much
throws
about
me
Lil
off.
Dicky.
I don't. He seems like
Yeah, I feel like you don't.
you can't just.
Well, it's a crass name. First and foremost, don't love the name. It's
Yeah.
a bit crass.
It's a
but
bit
I like
crass. No, Kendrick Lamar is a genius. I prefer Kendrick Lamar.
it. I prefer Kendrick.
Can't really compare like a joke. artist.
Dicky fellow sounds like a joke.
No, I do kind. some of Kendrick Lamar's songs are good though. I do like some of Kanye West's songs too.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I don't want to disrespect Kendrick Lamar by saying some of his songs are good. He's probably very good. Like, he's a very renowned artist. I just don't listen to him that much, but like, I like some of his.
Kendrick Lamar would be up in
songs.
arms when they listen to this episode.
Kendrick Lamar's
What?
gonna have
He
a
likes
bone to
some of
pick
my
with you.
songs?
Ashton doesn't like them.
Name one bad song. Name one.
He's commenting so hard right now.
Kendrick Lamar is typing.
Please educate yourselves before speaking about me. That's him in the comments.
This disrespect is just gross.
Yeah. Logic. What's his deal? I don't know.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. If you like Eminem and Logic only, you might be racist.
You're a
Yeah.
bit
Logic.
wrong,
Oh, he is half black.
Logic is half black. Logic's whole deal is that he's biracial. And like,
And there's a question on whether or not he can say the N-word. That's his whole deal.
does he say the N-word? Yeah, I think he does.
don't think so. I don't think so.
I feel like I've heard him say
Didn't
it.
he leave
He
the
might.
music? Didn't he like leave music to be a dad
Just go say the N-word.
on his own time?
He has a podcast now, actually.
And he just says the N-word.
ASMR N-word.
Yeah. No, he left it to go be a dad? Is
Yeah,
that
he
what
like
you
wanted
said?
to like have kids with
That's
his wife.
so something that he would do.
It
I
seems
feel
like, does he have
Can't
a
do
kid?
both.
I don't. Am I thinking about the right person?
I
You
don't
can't
know.
do music
He's got
and
glasses.
be a dad.
Kind of looks like a dork.
That's not really gonna help me, honestly. But
He's he's got like iconic classes, like they're round, aren't they?
No.
They're
Wait,
stylish.
I think they
iconic
are.
in what way?
Well, in that they're round and they're sort of like
They're a
they're not
big
like-
part of his face.
Yeah,
You look at his,
yeah,
look
it's
at his
like-
face, you see his glasses.
it's a little bit
Like John
a little
Lennon.
bit iconic.
Like John
for
Lennon.
him.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not buying this whole Logic, Lil Dicky thing.
what you should watch the
Sounds
show
like you
Dave.
might be racist.
Yeah, maybe.
You should
no,
watch
I'm
the
not
show Dave.
racist.
It's really good.
What's two Dave?
No, it's just called Dave, and it's Lil Dicky's show, and it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
kind of based on his life.
I've watched a
Is
few
his real
episodes
name-
with
Is he
Emma.
funny?
Yeah, I think he's
It is funny. It has.
We'll see if he's
Who's
funny.
the guy with red hair that you like? The comedian with red hair, Andrew Santino. He's in that show.
Oh, he's funny.
He's like the second.
He was
to
on the
main character.
H3
Yeah.
podcast and he did like Jamaican stuff.
Oh yeah, very well.
Yeah, and he was just he kind of I think he kind of just says words. He kind of just makes things up. And
Yeah.
that's part of what makes him funny. I think
Yeah.
that's pretty funny. Yeah, he was on the H3 podcast and it was kind of funny. Some people online, George, I've told you this, really don't like every LA comic. Like all of those people.
Like anyone who's a
Like-
comedian in LA.
Like
Oh, like
Brian
the Joe
Callen,
Rogan
Joe
crowd.
Rogan, Brendan Schaub,
they wronged him.
Bobby Lee.
Do
Andrew
they have
Santino.
reasons, or they just?
I
kinda-
don't know. It's like they're not funny and I'm mad about it. That's what it is.
There's like
'Cause we
takedown
saw-
videos.
Yeah,
of
there
their,
is.
of their
There
specials.
is.
They'll
No,
just
there
rip
i-
them
there
apart.
are.
Like
Yeah.
the entire video is just
Yeah.
I've seen like a couple videos like that. Yeah.
Which is like
seems just like mean, and not. Good.
I don't know if it's mean to do a critique of a
But if you're just a-
comedian special, but it's
Yeah.
weird to be mad
it's
about
weird
it.
to go so hard on it.
And they're weirdly vitriolic about it. It's
Yeah.
like I hate these people as people.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like
Goes deeper than what they.
and
than their jokes.
it's also a big part of it is Pizzagate, that they're all pedophiles, which
Wait,
is
what?
weird. Like that's a
That took
mainstream
such
view.
a turn.
And it's
What?
because Chris D'Elia did a thing on his podcast about Pizzagate, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
said,
Oh.
like,
oh yeah, that
and
was
he
not
made
a
a-
good move by him.
he made a joke, yeah, because I don't.
That was like he mentioned in multiple episodes how dumb it is to think that every Hollywood person is a pedophile,
And then he
it got
Well,
caught that he's like
wait
a
a minute.
bit of a pedophile.
First of all, I would like to say it is dumb to think that Pizzagate is
oh
real.
yeah, absolutely.
Also, Chris D'Elia,
He's not
pedophile.
Not
He's
a
just a
pedophile.
scumbag, I
No,
think.
a little
bit of a
bit.
bad guy.
Bit of-
Flirts with pedophilia though,
Well-
because if you're like 35, 40, how old is he? And you're like
Yeah.
talking to 18,
Yeah, no,
19, 20
it's
year old
definitely
girls,
scummy, but he's not like a full flown like he's like attracted to kids and he
Yeah.
does weird things
Yeah.
with kids.
No, but
He's scummy, and I think him getting put in his place that was a good thing.
if
Yeah.
you're
Because he did some bad things.
if you're 40,
I don't think he was a real pedophile.
If you're 40 and you're talking like flirting with 19 or 18-year-old girls.
Yeah, that's
I
totally
think
weird.
That's
totally
almost the same amount of shame you should get for flirting with a 17-year-old girl.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
think pedophilia technically is like when you
I think it's like
actually
before
little
puberty.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like you're
That's
just creepy.
freaking
Yeah,
gross.
which is weird. It's all weird. I'm not too, I'm
You're not a fan of
yeah.
Not
pedophilia.
big into that.
That
I'm
whole
not too-
realm,
pedophilia doesn't
something
wow
about
me. It doesn't.
doesn't
Pedophilia is LARPy, I think.
Yeah.
to me, pedophilia, it just doesn't offer enough.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So Chris D'Elia said made fun of Pizzagate, and then they were all like, "Oh, really? Well, you do it." Which actually it didn't turn out to be. It was kind of half true because he's not like a full blown pedophile. But now, that kind of emboldened all these haters that now think that Pizzagate is just fully real.
I don't like your jokes, and you're all running a pedophile.
Yeah.
ring.
So that's kind of weird. I don't know.
Although, so not every Hollywood big, huge celebrity, they're not all necessarily pedophiles. But from what I've heard, many of them seem like just terrible people.
Oh yeah, no, there's
Yeah.
George. You're not gonna like this, but I had a bit of a phase where I watched. You know that there's a subreddit called Ask Reddit. You know what that is?
Yeah.
So there's these videos that will read it'll be a question to Reddit, and then everybody gives responses, and these videos has a computer read all the best responses from one Ask Reddit thread. And I watched a lot of them about celebrities, and apparently Leonardo DiCaprio is terrible.
Well, he was so dreamy in Titanic.
Yeah, that's
Right.
actually facts.
When was he most
Cancels out.
dreamy?
But apparently,
Titanic,
he fired a cleaning crew for looking at them, because one of the people looked at him,
Looked at him in the eyes.
acknowledged that they it was we're not equals thing. Don't look at me. And then
yeah,
they got
but
fired.
in Titanic, at the end of Titanic, he sacrifices his life for Rose.
I
And,
actually didn't know
That's
that.
true.
so-
Yeah, and
Leo's
then-
such a hero
and
for
then
that.
and then we cry about it because he was
I didn't.
so cute. Gone
That
too
was a
soon.
spoiler. That was a spoiler. I didn't. I
Was
watched
If
it.
you
Who's
don't
in
know
the
how
Notebook?
the
If
movie
not- if
Titanic
No, that was Ryan
ends-
Gosling, but sexy as well.
So hot. Ryan in the Notebook.
Ryan Gosling in
Get
The
over him.
Notebook.
Really,
If I
really
could
good.
if I could marry
Hey,
one man.
I wish
it
I
would be
was The Notebook, right? I wish I was that Notebook.
Ryan
I
Gosling.
haven't
would
seen
be
wish
The
you would
Notebook.
write
What
all
is
over
the
me.
What is The Notebook?
The
in
Notebook
The
is Rachel McAdams and
No,
Ryan
but-
Gosling.
Yeah.
Yo, if you ever
They-
want to woo a chick,
They fall in love
Watch The Notebook.
in high school, and it's they're soulmates, and it's amazing. But then she has to leave and get set up with this rich man, obviously, and then essentially the notebook that they're talking about is when she has Alzheimer's, and he's reading her their story in an old people's home to try to make her remember him, and then she does, and they dance together, and then they die together.
Oh, they
Huh.
die at the same time.
no, if I ever
Yeah.
want to
That's all I
become
know
rich and
about
they kill
famous,
each other.
this is what I'll do. If I ever kind of my life's not going anywhere, it's okay, let me just become rich and famous.
Oh yeah.
I'll cast some young people together, and then sort of a meaner guy, and the two young people, one's a guy, one's a girl, and then there's the mean guy who the girl dates in the beginning, and then the cute guy comes and steals her away.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just be rich and famous because young girls everywhere would be like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
I would.
kinda
I'm
true.
intrigued, and I want to hear more, and I like it so much.
That's
Yeah.
what's the guy's name who wrote Fault in Our Stars?
John Green.
John Green.
Yeah, he just hacked the brains of
Exploits
young
that.
girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
that
he-
sounds terrible, but not at that.
He also does Crash Course. He's not an author. He's just a dude.
Yeah.
He's just
and
a
he
dude who knows how to
figured it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some money on the side by just writing about little
Yeah.
teen.
But,
Emma,
I mean,
you,
his
you really
stories-
like that movie or book.
Yeah,
and
in
both.
6th grade. But
Yeah,
No,
his,
you're
I
a
mean,
girl. You love that book.
the things that was different about John Green was that he took that genre and then one-upped it. So
and
in
added a terminal
in one of
disease.
them he was like, yeah, they're gonna die.
Yeah.
And another one he was like, oh, gone missing. And another one, oh, they don't there's a little bit of spice in each one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wait, is in different books that he wrote?
yeah.
Did
So
he?
he is an
Are there
author.
multiple To Fault in Our Stars?
No, but he's written a lot of books.
Oh, okay.
They're all YA, that type of vibe.
Young adult.
Yeah, but nothing did
Oh.
as well as Fault in Our Stars, obviously.
No.
TFIOS. Abel? Is that his name?
No.
Wasn't his name in the movie?
Augustus.
Oh, I thought his name was
Gloop.
Abel
Augustus
for some
Waters, actually.
reason. Is his
Oh,
real name
yeah.
Abel? Like the actor's
No,
name is Abel?
the
No,
real,
it's
the
a
real
weird-
actor's name is Ansel Elgort.
Yeah.
Ansel. That's what it.
Yeah.
That guy, I watched a scene from that movie recently because I heard the sound in a TikTok and I was like, that sounds so familiar. So I looked it up and it was from that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I cringed hard when I saw that scene of him with like the cigarette.
Oh, yeah.
That's
It's
just-
a metaphor.
Yeah, I'm
You
just
put the thing that gives the power to kill you between your teeth.
And then
Like,
the woman
I'm cringing
swoons
now
from
hearing-
that. Women. Okay, women wouldn't swoon from that in real life.
They'd be like this. Ah, that's kind of weird.
That's kind of
You don't
weird.
smoke, but you like, what are you just trying to seem cool?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
Hey everybody, it's Ashton here, coming to you from In Post. Wanted to apologize for the quick abrasive cut. Our audio recording device ran out of batteries mid-recording, so we lost some footage, so to speak, but we're gonna jump right back into it now.
I was
would-
saying.
I would actually like to say something about that.
Okay.
Do
yeah.
you remember, maybe not because you're boys, but when those same like 4 actors were in like every movie, like Divergent, it had like Shailene Woodley and Ansel Elgort, the same people from The Fault in
Did
Our
it?
Stars.
I
Miles
vaguely
Teller
remember
was
that.
in like every movie.
Oh, he's in
like Theo James was in every movie. They just like were using the same.
That'd be sick if you were just like just a guy and then suddenly
Yeah.
you're in every movie for like
Yeah.
4
Although,
years. And, like,
yeah.
I think about this a lot. Where is your dignity? If you're like where
I'm always thinking about where my dignity is.
right
No.
here,
Gotta keep
right
tabs
here.
on that guy.
where is what is your like where's your pride if your fan base if you're just beloved by young girls like 13-year-old girls and that's
I'd do it.
There's a
dude,
place
that
for
would be
that.
so like it would be kind of like
Epic.
no, I don't think it'd be epic at all. It would
Well, you'd
be
be
like
getting
it
money.
would be
Yeah.
kind of shameful. It would
No,
be like
I don't. Well, maybe, but I think it'd be worth it based off of how much money.
okay,
you'd
how
be
about this?
getting.
It's not
An
shameful.
equivalent, but not making money is like if you're like a sexy guy on TikTok.
That's shameful.
That's shameful.
That's just like, what are you doing?
Well, that's because you're
Stop
like.
craving the attention of young girls.
Yeah.
Well, that's also
But
just
if
because
you're-
you're weird.
No, but
No,
I think
I
that's
think
because
sh-
you're making money. You don't. I mean.
On TikTok, if
yeah, you can make money for
if
being
you're
sexy
like-
on TikTok.
But
if you're
what
like
if you
just
got,
some
like,
dude on
25,000
TikTok,
followers,
yeah,
enough so that young girls are beloving you, but not enough to be
even
making any
like
money.
100,000 on TikTok is probably not
That's
making
so
a lot
much
of money.
different.
I don't think the
than, like,
goal
an
is ever
actor.
to get like 13-year-olds to like you. It's either to get money, to get fame, to get popular, to get followers,
Well,
or to get people
fame-
your age to like you.
But
Yeah.
what is fame? I mean, fame. They're
To get
kind of
people
famous
to know about you. To get people to know about you, and then
Right,
hopefully.
but the
So much
people who
power.
know about you are 13-year-old girls.
But maybe something
maybe
else will
that's not
come
the
from that,
goal.
Yeah,
such as
no.
money.
Look
or...
at Harry Styles.
I guess, but it would just be like I'd feel like guilty
Gross.
almost. Like I'm
He-
just like
Harry Styles got out of that, and now he's triggering conservatives by wearing a dress.
that's true, but Harry Styles is still very much in that.
I know,
Well,
but I think you're being a little bit like, I mean, you have people that you like as well. Why should 13-year-old girls like the fact that they like
It
Harry
would
Styles?
be-
Why should that
yeah.
be like less valid?
No,
or like
it's-
embarrassing.
It's because I'm an adult male and young. No,
You're an adult male?
No, I'm not currently.
I'm a fully formed adult male, jacked, by the way.
I'm exuding.
Built
I'm,
different.
I'm speaking from the perspective of Harry Styles or
hopped up
similar
on
people.
testosterone.
If you're an adult male and you are making money off young girls much younger than you thinking you're hot, that would be weird.
But but that's not his entire audience. I like Harry Styles.
Okay, yeah, but a lot of his thing and like the thing of TikTok people and on this general topic of people like that
It's
sort
a
of
lot
guy.
of it's not entirely, but it's probably mostly young girls, and I think that would be kind of weird. I don't. Whatever. So
Wait, we should key you in on that. Clara is sitting here and she just mouthed something to George,
Yeah,
and,
Clara,
and
she's
George
been sitting here
didn't
this
care.
whole time.
Sometimes
I
mouthing
didn't
things.
know what she said to me. Didn't really care to look into it. She's a massive Harry Styles fan. We'll move on. She sometimes tries to tell me what's
Claire,
new in the world of Harry Styles.
Do you want to chime in, Clara? I don't.
It's like you can't control who your fan base is, and if he's making music, he's not just doing it for like the girls, the fans. Like he's making music, and then like 13-year-old girls happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
I
would
agree,
just.
I
be
agree.
It would just be weird. It's like, oh, like I don't know, like freaking like Meryl Streep or someone, like super talented actor, whatever. Everybody across everywhere.
I don't like Meryl Streep.
Okay, whatever, but people in general, you know, like she's obviously renowned by all sorts of people as a very good actor, right? Harry Styles, he has kind of
He's been
jumped ship.
nominated for 3 Grammys.
Yeah, okay.
By little
Sure,
girls.
but whatever. Anybody
on the Grammy
in this
committee.
archetype of
Harry
hot young adult men who are idolized by young girls, that exists.
Yeah.
So like anybody like that, it would kind of suck to be them and to be like, yeah, I'm famous and people like me, but those people are 13-year-old girls and it's because I'm so hot to them. It would just be like,
Yeah.
I'm not like, I'm famous, but I'm not an equal with anybody who's famous for anything real.
Well, I don't know if that's
I
true.
don't
He
think-
makes
yeah.
music that
not
millions
him, not
of
Harry Styles.
Yeah, okay,
Harry Styles
let's
is not a
get
good
off of Harry
example.
Styles.
Oh,
We're
okay.
just focusing on the people which we know exist.
Wait, like who?
Like any sort of TikTok guy.
Oh, well, we all
any
agree they're
sort of
cringe. Yeah.
even boy band guys who didn't really escape the boy bandness of it all.
I mean,
Yeah.
even if you're a boy band person, you're a good musician.
I think,
Not
and I think
necessarily.
those people
Well,
who
then
end up
why
in
are
those
you
situations
famous?
like are grateful for their fan base. I don't think like you would never be that because you don't want to be, but those like Shawn Mendes, for example. Me and Claire just watched the
Shawn
documentary.
Mendes, perfect example.
Yeah, he's not my cup of tea, but I think he really cares about his music. He cares about like he had to cancel a concert and he was like sobbing and like probably
Wait,
some
was
of that
that-
was for
well,
show.
was that
but
real?
I mean,
Is that real sobs?
he likes to perform.
Crocodile tears.
The girls like to watch him. It's a win-win. Why should
it's
it be
not-
like discredited?
It's a double.
He's
I
not
agree.
discredited. I'm just saying, if I was him, I would be like, oh, this kind of sucks.
It's not
All the
real.
people who like me just like me because I'm, like, a massive part of it is just I'm this cute guy and they're young girls.
Yeah,
Like-
I don't think it's bad if you're famous
It's not
and that's your
bad.
fan
No,
base.
yeah, do
that's
your thing.
Good for you. If that was me, I would rather it not be me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
all I'm saying.
Wait, what do we think about Harry Styles wearing a dress though?
Based
AF.
and yeah, no, it's a big fu to the man. It's a big fu to
Candace Owens.
Candace Owens.
Yeah.
People who think that no, men can't wear dresses.
Bring
Like,
back manly men.
yeah, it's because there's like nothing about a dress that's, you know, objectively feminine or masculine.
Yeah.
It's just a piece of clothing, and if people want to wear it, they should be able to wear it. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
The funny thing about the like bring back manly men that Candace Owens was talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
was
Don't
like
have to already exist.
her premise.
First of all, solve the problem.
I'm
Join
here.
the fist.
It's super silly because like I've been sitting here this whole time, so it's kind of just like what the heck.
Yeah, but like Candace
Does she not
Owens.
know that I?
I've
okay,
hit her up
well,
like a few times.
Yeah.
Candace Owens was like, bring back manly men, and her whole premise was like, a society can't exist without strong manly men or whatever.
Because we have to do
And-
we have to do all the hunting.
Yeah, which is like, okay, maybe on some level, like, there's some truth to that. Even if I grant that, you're saying that our society is not going to be prosperous because a dude wore a dress once.
Yeah.
Like, he can still be a manly man. Like,
Or
he
like,
can
Or
still
strong.
or let's say
Or
people
strong,
started wearing
yeah.
dresses. Like people wearing dresses, they
But
can
they
still
see-
go to their
they can,
jobs.
They can do
Yeah.
everything the same and
Yeah.
wear a dress. Like, it's just
Yeah.
like the weird conflation.
Yeah, the
of,
dresses
like,
aren't
They
like
couldn't sit-
indicative of their.
If they sit down and you're at the right angle, maybe you could see your taint.
that would be
That's actually
society
what-
ending.
That's a massive hindrance
Society
Yeah.
would
on
crumble.
our culture as we know it.
Yeah, that would be terrible. That might spell the end for the West.
Yeah.
Western culture.
That's where the Marxists take over.
Yeah,
That's the
Yeah.
straw
As soon
that
as you
broke the
put the
camel's
dress
back.
yeah, that's very
Quick
true.
glimpse of the taint, and it's all
Yeah.
over.
Some people just haven't grown out of the Ben Shapiro phase.
Yeah.
That whole thing,
You can like Ben Shapiro from ages
12 to 14.
12 to like 17, I'd say is acceptable. If you're in your
It's
20s
not
and you like Ben Shapiro,
Okay, acceptable, maybe not. I'm not just going to accept it, but it's forgivable
it's forgivable. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Excusable.
if you like Ben Shapiro and your ages 12 to 17.
I include up to
if you're-
17 because that's probably
if
around the
you're-
time
yeah,
I
if you're-
stopped liking venture
if
capital.
you're any sort of
12
adult,
to 17 and 3
Yeah.
months, 5
if you're
days.
any sort of adult, he's like, yeah, no, I think he's just a really smart guy. You know, he's a great debater. Credit where credit is due, man. Yeah, really smart kid. And he's
Yeah,
like,
if you can't see through his like terrible points that are like vaguely vaguely like veiled by him like talking fast. If you
That's
can't
like
see
what-
through that.
Have you guys seen that guy on YouTube who does like the prove me wrong things?
Oh yeah, Steven
yeah.
Crowder.
Yeah.
No, he just doesn't know what he's talking about. Joy or OG, the one where he says socialism is evil. He doesn't know what a social democracy is. The guy Yusuf.
Oh,
is
yeah,
like,
he doesn't know anything.
That actually was like striking. Like, wow, he just doesn't know what he's talking about. The guy Yusuf is like, oh, these Nordic countries and the European countries, they're social democracies, and Steven Crowder's like, well, they're market economies with a strong social safety net. And the guy's like, yeah, that's what I just said.
That's what it means.
But he didn't know that, and like.
And it's like okay
A lot
to
of
not
it-
know that unless it's your job.
It's literally
Yeah.
his job,
Yeah.
and that's
If you're
not an
going-
obscure
if you're
term
going
at all.
out in public to debate people on
Yeah,
that.
you should know that.
It's not even like for a person who knows politics or is supposed to know politics,
Yeah.
that is like 101.
I
knowing
watched that
what that
I'm
is.
pro-life. Prove me
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
And his like debating strategy was just being like, I never said that, and then not elaborating when like 20 minutes.
You're
ago, he'd be
lying.
like- and they'd be like, you just said that you thought this. He'd be like, I never said that.
Never
and they'd be like, you, and like it was like one word off or like some like
Yeah.
like you know
It's-
he was
it's-
just like I didn't say that. Like that's not
Yeah.
a direct quote. Like
Yeah.
shut up. That's not a good way to argue.
The
You're not
only way
getting
you can
anywhere.
debate me is by repeating my exact quotes back to me.
Yeah.
It's funny too because like you can tell he's like a profoundly bad debater. And you can tell
Yeah,
because someone will
yeah.
come to him and they'll be like a mediocre debater and he'll like be on his toes. Like he'll be nervous. He'll be on his like
Yeah.
the back of his heel. He'll like kind of be like he kind of gets all like a little hyper and like talks really fast
He
when
just-
he's like
yeah.
nervous and you can tell.
Well, because he's not like a
How did he get
political
famous?
guy. He was
How
a
did he-
theater. He was a comedian. He was like a failed comedian turned political commentator because that's where the money is. Like his show is funded by very rich people.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Like he's not like a person. He's not like some
He doesn't have some
political
background.
science major who got his graduates in whatever, and he's like
Yeah.
now a campaign manager. He's just a dude, and he was just paid to do political commentary,
That's crazy.
even though he doesn't know anything about it. Which would be like that if I was like him, and then I amassed like millions of followers
It'd
who
be
put
kinda
a lot of
scary.
faith in my word, I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, wait, what? I don't know what I'm talking
I
about.
gotta research some stuff really quickly,
Yeah.
or else this
and
is
then
gonna
I
go
guess
bad.
he just
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a competent debater like
Oh,
show
yeah.
up. Oh, which happened once, but a competent debater show up at one of his change my mind things and just like decisively make a fool of him.
Well, that's kind. I feel like there was this one where this guy Yusuf came and he knew what he was talking about, and it
Yeah.
was clear that Steven Crowder didn't. But he's kind of such a weasel that you can't really. I just think that would never happen.
I know. I feel like
Oh no! Like, but
watching
imagine-
his debates, I'm like, I have like points that I could say, but I know that if I got in front of him, he would just be like, no, why did you say that? No. You're this flawed. One thing you said is wrong.
Yeah.
All this, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
no, like listen, like
Yeah.
it
Right.
just doesn't end
If-
up good.
Yeah, I
It
think.
almost reminds me of Ashton in a way.
No, George, I'm an extremely honest debater. I would never argue in bad faith, George.
You're very ethical.
Yeah.
Why are you winking at me?
Ashton, why are you shaking your
Why are
head
you
profusely? No.
vigorously shaking your head back and forth?
That's a little meme that we do.
That's an old school.
That's a
meme.
really old school meme. That's a nostalgic meme. Dylan Miller, you guys know Dylan.
Yeah, it's all
Family
one of all
friend,
of his
friend
old
of the
friends.
show.
Friend of the show, Dylan Miller. He would come over to our house a lot, and if he stayed for dinner, he'd always do this thing where he takes one bite and then, oh, thank you, Paulie, this is really good, which is kind of funny. But then some of the time, OT would say, Dylan, why'd you just wink at me if my mom's back was turned when he said that?
It works great in podcast form.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because right, it's like
It's-
sort of like the thing in The Office where they're doing the recordings for I think Andy's away on the boat trip or whatever, and then Jim's like, Dwight's taking off his pants or something like that. It's sort of like that.
Classic.
Yeah. So,
Boom.
think that'll do it.
Episode 5, down the drain pipes.
Episode 5 in the tubes. In the tub,
The
I should say.
fallopian tubes.
Yeah.
In my case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
In the there's some other. It's in our urethras and our fallopian tubes.
Yeah.
Are those analogous parts?
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
They're both tubes.
Who knows? And she's a biology major. She knows.
Is that true?
Right?
Yeah,
Wait,
you
did I make
are.
that up?
I am a biology major.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
What's
Okay.
why?
The thing is, I just went through the list of majors at Cal Poly and I crossed off the ones I didn't want to do, and then I was left with like political science, math, bio.
Yeah.
And I just chose.
You went alphabetically and then you got bored, so you're like, meh, biology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
I
don't
didn't
want
get very far.
arithmetic, don't want animals. I'll take biology.
Arithmetic and animals. Those are the two.
Yeah. I definitely did not want either. Of
I
them.
major in animals.
I'm an animals major.
I'm a major
They're
animal.
super cute.
I majored in addition, actually, just addition.
I had this dog and a cat when I was growing up, and I just loved them to bits. So,
I started to make it my life.
yeah.
I majored in
No.
advent calendars.
No. That's how I feel about, because I applied to Cal Poly, and you have to declare a major, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know what I want to do. Can you change it?
Yeah,
you can change
you
it,
can.
right?
Yeah, you can totally change
Do
it.
you
You'll be
think, Do you
angry.
think you might change it?
I don't know. One of my friends is changing from physics into bio.
J-Dog?
No.
Ashbone?
No, not one of my roommates. Lily.
Rage Dizzy?
Rage Dizzy?
No, Lily.
Rage Doozle?
No.
Lily? Lil Dog?
Wait, do you call your
Well-
roommate Rage Dog?
No, I call her Rachel.
Rachel.
I call her Rachel, but George calls her Rach Dog.
Rage
Rage
Rizzy?
Dog like
Rage
this.
I
Dog.
call her Rage Rizzy.
Yeah,
I feel like
Behind her
Rage Dog.
back. Behind her back. Derogatorily.
in bad faith.
I call her Rage Rizzy in the meanest
You
way
know she's
possible.
listening right now.
Is she listen? Does she listen?
No, but I'll send her the
She'll
link.
listen to
Yeah.
this
Oh,
one.
she better listen. Rage Rizzy, if you're not on this, call. I'll have words with you.
I'll have words
George
with
will
you.
turn straight Rage Dog on.
Rage, Rage Rizzy, let me put this in terms that you'll understand.
Is this slow enough for you, Rachel?
No, Rage
This is
Rizzy.
wait. Should we
Rage Rizzy,
specify?
I'm just gonna let you know
This is
I'm in
Emma's
on
roommate?
one of your
Yeah,
memes.
this is Emma's roommate.
Can I
Okay.
say the grapes thing? Can I say it to Rage Rizzy as kind of a one of those?
Like that you saw my TikTok about it.
Rage Rizzy. Oh, I'm just gonna. I
Yeah.
mean, Rage Rizzy. It's 11:34 and you gotta go get grapes.
What y'all doing?
What y'all doing?
This seems
scenario.
like
All right,
very
we've gotten
not-
a bit too niche. That's
Yeah.
probably time to cut it off. This was a classic siblings episode. Come back for episode 6.
Possibly dad edition.
Possible dad
maybe.
edition. Possible
Might have dad
Sports
combos.
edition.
sports edition. Possibly Ben's little sister Abby Weber,
Oh.
Yeah,
who is
she
eager
wants
to get on the show.
Do you know her?
Yeah.
Yeah, but are you friends with her in the same way that you're friends with Ben?
No.
But
Well,
is
not
your
me.
family friends? Like,
Yeah.
are you
Yeah.
guys friends with her?
Yeah.
You know her?
I mean, not like Ben, because we like work out with Ben, and he's like over here all the time. But we've known Abby forever.
Get her on the
Right.
show.
That's kind of crazy. It's good to know. Right?
Store
Yeah.
that one away.
Add that to my memory
Tuck that piece
portfolio.
of information away.
Right.
Comment so hard your fingers bleed.
Just like Kendrick Lamar. Take after Kendrick
Pretend
Lamar.
you're
and-
Kendrick Lamar and comment so hard your fingers bleed. Hit the
Smash
like.
Right.
that like button.
Hit the
Smash
like.
that
Hit the like
subscribe
button. Hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, and leave a if you're subscribed. I said this on another episode and no one did it.
Yeah, 'cause
Drewy
no one listens to
commented.
the end.
This is
Listen to the end.
Well, it's too
They'll
late
listen
for
now.
that.
They'll listen now. I was angry just then. They'll listen.
I
Rage
scared him
dog.
straight. I scared him straight.
They just brought out the rage dog in me.
a couple people did listen to the end. If you listen to the end, should we say like something?
Oh yeah.
We'll give you a code word again.
I'll go comment on the Instagram or something.
Comment this on the.
No, don't comment on the Instagram. Then everyone will know.
Yeah.
No,
DM us.
No, comment Rage
no,
Dog.
George. Not everybody will know. The ones that do know are the ones that we want to know because
Okay.
they've got a little bit.
Yeah. Respect. Comment.
The ones that figure it out are the ones that are gonna be like, okay.
For sure, comment.
yeah.
Sharp. And we'll have you on the show
What's
maybe.
it gonna be?
Comment bat dog.
Bat dog. 2 words, not hyphenated.
If
No
you
caps.
hyphenate it,
No
if you
caps.
hyphenate it, I'm gonna assume you didn't listen.
Simple instructions.
If it's one word, you didn't get to the end. If it's hyphenated, you didn't get to the end. If there's, we'll put that in all caps. If it's not all caps, you didn't make it to the end.
Yeah.
What was it again?
Bat, dog.
Bat space dog. B as in boy. A as in
Anteater.
anteater.
As in animal class.
T,
As an
T
animal major.
as in terrestrial. Space.
Space as in outer space.
Space is in outer space. D as in. Ah, gosh.
Different color.
No, let's not make it 2 words. That makes
D
it
is in
confusing.
different color. I don't like that color. I like a different color.
O as in Oculus, obviously.
O is in oculus.
And G as in George. It's about time
We end
that
this podcast.
we solve your bowel problems. Good night.
Oh, God.
This much is true. We gotta get that
Ashton
fixed.
can't hold pee.